Faf, just in regards to, before we get into the game, just what was it like to pull on the green shirt and, you know, the yellow shirt at least, and come out and play, you know, play for South Africa again? And, you know, obviously there are no fans, but just to get out the anthem and that feeling again, playing for the national side.
Yeah, it's always very special. As I hear, it doesn't matter how many times you've done it. I think the time away from the game, certainly for me, I can only speak for myself, but really made me miss the game of cricket again. So, you know, to come back and to play for the Proteas, for me is still just as special as it always has been, especially against a quality team like England. So yeah, this whole week I've been buzzing just to be back into the setup, buzzing in my hotel room, which hasn't been great, but buzzing nonetheless.
And Faf, just you know, when you were captain, it was something that you spoke about a lot as well, of just balance of the side. And we know that the two all-rounders are out, but I mean, when you've got a guy like Hayden Klaas and bowling to Ben Stokes, doesn't it make it quite difficult for the side in terms of where you're going to get the overs from if somebody doesn't go well on the night?
Yeah, that's the challenge that we're obviously facing right now, which would be a bit of a selection issue for the guys, is the fact that we've lost Andile and Dwayne, which both fills that role of a sixth bowler, you know, and especially, you know, I'm a massive fan in T20 cricket that you need six bowling options. I've seen it far too often that a five-man bowling attack, if one guy goes on the day, it puts you as a team under pressure. But obviously the balance of our squad doesn't allow us really to go, doesn't look like it's possible to go with a six-man bowling attack. That's why the all-rounder plays such a crucial role in balancing your side.
Thank you.
Some questions? No?
Any other questions?
Nasri, yeah. So can I take control?
Hi, Faf. Just a word on George Linder, please. He had a really good start and also a really good spell. Just how has he been in the camp this week?
Yeah, I think, you know, a couple of things for me stands out tonight about Georgie. Obviously, the fact that he does bat a bit is a bit of a reason why he got a nod as well today. Just to try and balance out, make our batting line up a little bit longer, you know, him coming in at 7. But what I really was pleased with seeing today was George, you know, someone that hasn't bowled a lot with the new ball in T20 cricket. And the wicket did say that there was a bit of stop and turn. So when Quinny asked him to bowl that first over, you know, it's a new role for him, and he did that beautifully, you know, to show that he's got a good head on his shoulders, good composure, and can bowl at any time of innings. Whacked a few at the end and also took a catch. So it's great to see that, you know, South Africa keeps producing young talent coming through and performing when they get an opportunity. Yeah, so the fact that he's you know, he's a bit of an all-rounder as well is always a really important thing for especially T20 cricket. You know, the more all-rounders you can find yourself loading your team up, the better, I think.
Thanks, Nasri. Telford and then Firdous.
That was a Faf.
Yeah.
Thank you. You haven't been a bowler for a long time, but what do you think goes through a bowler's mind when you have a nightmare over like Beuran Hendricks had tonight? And what do you do as a captain? How do you get him to that?
Yeah, my experience definitely tells me that you know, the game of T20 cricket, almost you guarantee that someone is going to go on the night. So if your expectation is that, that's why we always try and look for a bit of balance for that six bowler. So you know, me as a leader won't look too much into it on the night if one guy goes for runs, because it's the nature of the beast that we play T20 cricket. Tomorrow he can get an opportunity and he bowls exact same areas and he gets a five. So yeah, I wouldn't judge him too harshly. Tonight wasn't his night. They played well against him, and he'll learn from it. He'll come back strong.
Thanks, Telford. Fidos and anybody else after that?
Hi, Faf. Could you just talk a little bit about your innings, especially that fifth over where you really seemed to change the momentum of things for the after the start South Africa had, but then also in terms of your longevity for the future? You know, this was an innings that really suggests you've maybe got a long way to go. How are you feeling about playing up until the next T20 World Cup and even the one after that?
Yeah, for me, T20 cricket is all about, you know, I rely on my, almost my brains, or, you know, my instinct to make good decisions out there. I think that's always been my strength as a cricketer. You know, and the start was, you know, Jofra bowled really well up front, and then I felt I assessed the wicket. You know, I gave myself an opportunity to have a look at the bowlers, and then I decided that, you know, that fourth over against Tom Curran, that he was the kind of guy that I was looking to take down on the day. And those decisions you make on the day out there to see which guy you feel like you can get a hold of. So really pleasing that I could execute that. You know, it wasn't backing down after one or two. It was for me. It's important to keep going, to make sure that you try and shift that momentum, which we did really nicely. And then in terms of me myself, yeah, I've had a really good 6 months. You know, where obviously all of us had some time to reflect, and really use that time to make sure that I put a lot of time into getting myself as fit and as mentally strong as I could be. And I really found there was still a lot left in my mind, at least, to go. You know, I certainly wasn't even close to thinking that I'm anywhere close to stopping playing cricket. So I think that showed in the IPL. You know, I was moving around really, really well. And, you know, I think the main thing is mentally that you really switched on and hungry to perform. So that's probably there more than it's been for a while. So, yeah, I'm really excited about however long that will be. I'm going to try and push for as long as I can.
Shafiq Lungani and Zahir.
Faf, we all know that you are a gun fielder and you were on the boundary a lot tonight. You've been the captain for the last couple of years. Did you feel far away from the game tonight? And did you feel that you did enough to help Quinny, especially, I think, as I mentioned earlier, when Heinrich Klaasen bowled against Ben Stokes, that probably was a turning point in the match?
It's different. I mean, there's positives and negatives there for me. I really enjoy fielding and taking catches. And generally, when you're standing in the ring at the end, you're not getting a lot of opportunity to do that. So the positive side is that I find myself, certainly the last, obviously the IPL, and now the future for the Proteas, that I'll be fielding on the boundary more. So I'll be going to where the hot spots are, and then hopefully I can do some good things on the boundary. The flip side of that, obviously, is that you are less in the game. As you said, you're not talking to the bowler. But I think it's also really important that, you know, for my own role in the team, is to assist and help, but also don't look to interfere or intervene too much. I think it's great for Quinny to have the opportunity now to just learn about angles and field placing and bowlers and all those things. I think he's really good tactically on the field. And then on the night, you know, obviously you probably would have thought that it's a little bit slower the wicket, so try and chance his arm with someone like Heinrich Klaasen. You know, when you make a decision like that, it is a gamble because it is a part-time bowler. But there were some other good decisions that he made tonight. Opening the bowling with George was a good decision. So yeah, that's also the nature of T20 cricket. But my role in working with Quinny is, and especially the bowlers, because Quinny is behind the stumps, it's important for me to still give advice, talk to the bowlers, make sure that there's clarity in their plans, because that's the most important thing about T20 cricket is clarity in what you want to do.
Lungani.
Hi, Faf. On a slightly unrelated note, can you tell us about your Pakistan mini experience and how important it is for the game to start going there a bit more as the world opens up again?
Yeah, Lungani was a very short trip. I did 2 days flying and then 3 days in the room, and then played 1 T20, and I was back here. So it wasn't I didn't do too much sightseeing in Pakistan. But yeah, from a security point of view, I mean, they pull out all the stops, you know, from shutting down every single road to the hotel, to the ground, to armored vehicles, bulletproof buses, you know, the full army almost running on the road, like guarding the roads, snipers on the roof, helicopters in the air. So pretty much from a security point of view, you do feel safe. And I know that the guys that are recce now, so it's only a matter of time, I think, before things will start moving back to what they were in the past, when teams will start traveling more and more there.
Sounds like a movie. Thanks.
It does. It is. It feels like a movie.
Zahir.
Faf, just a little bit on Hendrik Nuki. He was obviously quite exciting in the IPL. Was there any reasons behind him? Was it just the balance again that he never played tonight?
Yeah, it's tough on Hendrik. You know, he's playing really well at the moment, but it's a balancing act, obviously, you know, with our team. So got to try and get that balance right. So unfortunately for him tonight, he was at the short side of it, or you know, the bad side of it. But the plan is definitely, I know that, you know, when we go to Paul, obviously the conditions there will be a little bit different. He's playing really well, so we expect him to definitely make an inroad soon.
Thanks, Faf.
And then finally, Percy with Afrikaans.
Thank you so much, Bekazi. Goeienaand, Faf. Faf, net kortliks, ek gaan sommer, jammer dat ek 'n paar vrae moet herhaal. Net kortliks, wat maak jy is natuurlik julle eerste uitstapie, wat maak jy van vanaand se vertoning? Julle was lank weg van die Wes van internasionale cricket gewees, net jou gevoel oor onmiddellik na die wedstryd. Ek wil ook weet, soos jy in Engels gepraat het, oor die samestelling van die span. Wat is jou gevoel oor die samestelling van die span en wat is die denkwyse van die afrigters en die keerders oor die samestelling van die span? En net vorentoe, wat hoop julle om wyser te word oor die volgende paar internasionale wedstryde?
Sure, okay, ek sal try. Ek sê as jy balans praat, die balans, ek dink die balans is baie moeilik as gevolg van die beserings en die ouens wat nie hier is nie as gevolg van COVID. So dit maak die span nog moeiliker om te kies, om seker te maak jy kry balans, want ons het geen allrounders regtig in die span oor nie. So dit maak die balans 'n bietjie moeiliker. So jy moet of besluit, jy speel net 5 kolwers en dan begin jy jou bowlers indruk, of jy speel 6 kolwers en dan begin jy dan jy net 5 bowlers. So albei kante gaan jy 'n bietjie lig wees. So dis nie regtig iets wat ons veel van opset op oomblik nie, as gevolg van albei ons allrounders, een wat beseer is en een wat COVID het. Tweedens, sorry, verander die eerste vraag.
Ek wil net so weet oor vanaand se vertoning self, wat jou gevoel is oor vanaand se vertoning, wat kan jy wyser gemaak?
Ja, ek dink dit is 'n goeie vraag. Ek dink ons moet ook realisties wees van die Proteas se kant af, dat Engeland speel redelik baie cricket die laaste ruk. En dan dis net 'n paar van ons wat in die IPL gespeel het. So nie al ons spelers het baie witbal of het geen witbal cricket gespeel die laaste 9 maande nie. So dit, jy weet, ek het nie verwag dat ons op gaan daag in 4 warm gaan wees nie, maar ons het actually baie goed gespeel. Ons het goed gebat op 'n, ek dink dit was 180 op baie blad, was 'n goeie vertoning. En ek dink in die veld was ons goed geweest, miskien 1 of 2 sagte foutjies gemaak met die bal. Maar all in all nie te sleg vir 'n eerste wedstryd uit en 'n baie sterk Engeland span.
Net my laaste van my vraag is, ek gevra wat is die pad vorentoe vir julle? Wat hoop julle om wyster word oor die volgende paar internasionale wedstryde?
Ja, kyk, die pad vorentoe is ek dink dit is belangrik dat die ouens hulle kyk na wie al die opsies is. As jy vorentoe kyk vir die T20 wêreldbeker, jy moet begin vooruitbeplan vir, jy weet, as jy moet kyk wie is jou vinnige bowlers, wie is jou 2 spinners, wie is jou all-rounders, hoe lyk jou opsies vir jou batting line-up. So jy weet, daar's redelik 'n paar wedstryde wat ons gaan speel in T20 cricket, daar's nogal baie wat opkom. So ek dink van 'n selector, van 'n coach en van 'n kaptein point of view, is daardie tipe goed wat hulle sal wil seker maak hulle het 'n beter understanding, verstaaning van wat hulle wil hê as ons volgende jaar wêreldbeker toe gaan.
Baie dankie, Faf.
Thanks very much, everybody, for joining us. That's it for this evening. We wish you a pleasant evening, and we'll see you on Sunday. Have a good one.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Bagazi. Thanks,
Cheers.
Thank you so much.